ATPDev Transdev Asia, which is a joint venture between Air ATPDev and Transdev for development in Asia. We have operations in Korea, we run the Seoul Metro Line 9, we have operations in India, we run the Mumbai Metro, we have operations in Hong Kong where we run the trams, and I've been managing this operation for 5 years in addition to my role as a CEO. We have operations in China, we run buses in Nanjing and Anhui province, and Air ATPDev separately also is assisting the concessionaire that is running the LRT1 in Manila, Philippines. So I've been in Hong Kong for 5 years and in Asia for 10, and I'm an engineer by background. So the Hong Kong tram network is 113 years old this year, so it's a very old heritage that is really cherished by the people of Hong Kong. But this is an heritage that we are really trying to bring to the 21st century. We are still carrying more than 200,000 passengers a day, which is massive, and we are trying at the same time to preserve the heritage, to preserve this piece of Hong Kong's history, very dear to the hearts of the Hong Kong people, but also make sure that we remain relevant today in 2017 by bringing the latest innovation and trying to be agile, smart and open. I will say Seoul, so we are operating in Seoul, and I think you won't find a city or a country that is more digitally connected than Korea. The mobile has really become the main portal, the main platform for a whole number of transactions in Korea. It's not only information or ticketing, it goes beyond that. Even us in our operation, we are using digital, we are using mobile to communicate with our staff, to we developed an application, a training application, so that our staff can have access to all the training manuals digitally. We have training tests that are also taking online and through mobile. So I think if people are interested in digital, visit our Seoul operation, they will be interested. The number one application that you will have and through mobile is information and ticketing. I think the next frontier, but tomorrow, will be the ability to buy your ticket for any kind of transport through a single portal. We are already seeing that in Seoul. We are also seeing that in India. And maybe the next step that is already starting to happen, for instance, in Helsinki, there's an experimentation called Mobility as a Service, will be the ability through only one app to book or to plan your journey and make reservation for any form of transport, public or not, and also to combine different forms. So maybe take a train journey, then take a metro trip, then make the last mile with Uber or Grab or whatever. I think my first advice would be to be open. So open the data, be open to partnership with third-party players. If we are members of the old world, I would say, and sometimes the best way to innovate is not to try to do the same thing ourselves, but just build partnerships and build connections with startups and the ecosystem of the new economy. In Hong Kong, for instance, we developed a partnership with Citymapper. So thinking if there are some things that we cannot do better than them, why not work with them? I think it's at the very core of it. So you can't think of a smart city without smart transport. If you ask people what matters most to them, they are likely to tell you transport and housing, or housing and transport. So the smart transport will be the backbone of the smart city of tomorrow. Personally, I think the most potential today for us as operators lies in the use of big data to optimize our services. In Hong Kong, for instance, we developed last year an algorithm that helps us analyze the data from our smart card to optimize the scheduling of our services. So put the trains and the drivers at the best time and at the best location to serve the demand, minimize the waiting time, minimize crowding, And with this tool, with the same resources, under the same constraints, we were able to reduce the average waiting time by 5 to 10%, reduce the crowding level by 8 to 10%. And I think that's huge. It means there's a lot of potential by using the data that we already have today, but doing it in a smart way to optimize our service. We have a project that I think will be a first in the world, working with the Chinese University of Hong Kong on a kind of artificial intelligence software that will help us better react to disruption, to find the best dispatching solution to any deviation in the service. Our two shareholders, RATP and Transdev, are both active on projects in the Middle East, so it was important for me to show that we are present here and that we have meaningful things to say. Personally, I'm only focused on Asia. My role only covers Asia, but there are huge opportunities for operators like RATP and Transdev. RATP is already starting a bus network in Riyadh, bidding on a major project in Doha and in Riyadh. Transdev is also bidding on a major project in Doha, and I think it's only the first of many projects to go, yes.